So there's a problem that a lot of us face, especially when we become leaders, and that's mission over people. And I wanted to relate a beautiful story that I heard from my godbrother, and then I want to talk a little bit about it because this is really an important issue. It's one of the key areas of leadership and relationship that is often overlooked or often misused, and it creates so many problems. Our godbrother Prita was managing a temple. I believe this temple was in Ireland. Actually, I'm not sure where it was, but he was managing in Ireland at one time. Anyway, he had a magnetic board. The top of the board had all the services, and then each little round magnet piece had the name of the devotee. And you just put the devotee under the column of the service. And then if you needed to adjust things, you could say the devotee in the kitchen, now he's going on Sankirtan. The devotee who was cleaning the temple, now he's going to be cooking. The devotee who was cooking, he's now going to be cleaning. You just move it around. And so Prabhupada came into the office and he saw that and he asked him, what is that? And so he showed him. He said, Prabhupada, this is how we manage. You just take the devotee and put it in the column of service. So when we need to reorganize, it's visually easy to see, and it's very easy to make these adjustments. And Prabhupada said, can I try? So Prabhupada went and he tried and moved everything around. And then Prabhupada said, without love and trust, this will never work. So I thought that is very, very powerful. Relationship is everything. So you can have your systems, your strategy, everything is lined up, but without relationship, without trust, which is the basis of relationship, and that's why Prabhupada said love and trust, because there's no love if there's no trust. Trust comes first. It's the basis of love. It's the basis of a relationship. So without it, all your systems aren't going to work. And people give themselves to someone because they trust that person. They know that person cares about them, not just as somebody who can get the job done, but as somebody who is a living being that has feelings, needs, desires, and their leader cares about them more than they care about getting the job done. So the trap when we become leaders, and a leader could be you're in charge of one person, which eventually is going to happen to all of us. The trap is we have a job and we start seeing the person more like a cog in the wheel of the job, or like an instrument. Not as a person who has needs, desires, and feelings, but just, no, this job needs to be done. And then sometimes we can be harsh with people because they're not doing the job quickly enough or well enough, and we really need it. So we're pushing, and perhaps dealing with them in ways which are not inspiring for them, which doesn't show concern for them as a human being. And this is a huge problem. And because the mission is important, it makes this problem very easy to occur because we have important service. Let's get it done. Come on, I don't feel good. There's no time not to feel good. Just get out there, pushing. Yes, but, no but, just push. Okay, so sometimes maybe we have to be that way. Maybe a devotee is making unnecessary excuses, but I'm referring to situations in which we're dealing with the devotee almost like a robot. No, you shouldn't feel this way, you shouldn't think this way, only this way, this is the job. How could you not do this? How could you be this or that when this is so important and you know your spiritual master wants it? And it shows no care or affection or understanding, sympathy, empathy for that individual. So don't make the problem of putting the mission before the people. You always have to put the people before the mission. And when you do that, obviously the people will then serve the mission. But if you put the mission before the people, eventually many people will get burned out. Now, we have a real problem. And you might say, I don't have this problem. But we all have it in the sense that we should be concerned about it. That many, many, many people are coming to ISKCON from all over the world. And many, many people from all over the world are leaving ISKCON. You've seen it, you know it. And so the question would be, why are they leaving? And I think one answer we can give is, if people are loved, cared for, concerned about. Why would they leave? They would be crazy to leave. But if people feel that they're not cared about, time isn't given to help them with their problems, why would they want to stay? They could create their own family and find more affection elsewhere. So even if you're not a leader, you're just dealing with devotees. Try as best you can to be more empathetic, more helpful with what devotees need. I was telling a devotee the other day, I said, I'm in Mayapur now, but I think this is true of any temple. I said, I could have no service, and I can just walk around and look for people and devotees and say, anything I can do to help you, you need anything. I could spend my whole day, the rest of my life, every day, 365 days a year, without any assigned service, just looking to help devotees. And I would be fully engaged, I can guarantee you, because in fact, in one temple I was in, that's what I ended up doing. Because there was no person that did that, and I de facto took that position, and I was always busy, because people always need help. And if you ask the devotee the question, how is it going, what's going on, and you actually have the ability to counsel, mentor, you'll be amazed at how many devotees will want to talk to you. So these kinds of things are important. You can't think, well, it's not my service. No, it's everybody's service. We're a big family. And so the needs of the devotee, they're of ultimate importance for all of us. Every member of ISKCON, we should be, sensitive. The last thing I want to say is that I read a book and they said the best quality of a team member is sensitivity to how other people feel. And they were saying that sometimes you can just look at a person, you can see something's wrong and say, Prabhu, is everything okay? You look a little stressed out. And say, well, actually, this and that. I had a big fight with my wife and she ran off, I don't know when she's coming back. You'll find so many devotees in so many difficult situations, even though we're in the spiritual world. But the bodies and minds are not always in the spiritual world. So behind the happy, smiling faces are lots of problems in all devotees' lives. And if we're sensitive to that, at least aware of that, I think it'll help our relationships and we can be more helpful to one another. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.